Hey everybody, welcome to another video of not vintage TV and radio stuff. Every once in a while I like to go off the topic a little bit, especially when I find something kind of cool and vintage that is electronic but isn't necessarily a TV or a radio. I've done this before in a previous video with slide projectors, in particular in slides. And well, this is in the same realm. This is the same kind of thing. I found this at one of those church thrift stores here in the area for $10. It's a Bell Howell TDC Headliner 303 slide projector. Let me lift the lid off and I'll let you take a peek at the front. Here's a closer view of the front of the projector. As you can probably tell, this is built like a tank. It's made of metal. This is plastic, obviously, though, but the rest of this is pretty much all metal. The attachment on it is called the HDC, which, by the way, stands for Three Dimension Company. It's the HDC Selectron, or Selectron, I guess that's how it's pronounced, semi-automatic slide changer. And what you would do is you'd get your slides and you put them in a plastic container that would fit right here. I don't have that. It didn't come with the projector, unfortunately. But you'd have all these little trays of slides. It would slide in from the back, and then you would use the arm to bring the slide into the projector part and then bring it back out again. We'll take a look at that in detail and show you how it works in just a little bit. But first, here's the side view of the projector, and I can now move the arm in and out, as you can see. Slide would go in there, would go in the projector, come back out, and I'll show you how you advance the slides with this in just a little bit as well. Here are some details on the back of the projector. This is really the only control that controls anything. This little knob right here that only turns to the left. And you can't see it from my hands in the way like that, but it turns the lamp on and turns the lamp off. When I plug it in, you'll notice there's a fan that is on whenever you just plug it in. There's no fan control other than unplugging it, I guess, basically. So it's actually pretty easy to use, as far as the controls of it. And here's a good look at the other side of the projector. Not much to see here. As you can see in the front here, there are a couple of screws, and those come off, and then this little plate comes off, and then this comes off. There was a option when you bought this projector to get either the semi-automatic or the fully operational electric version. And the electric changer allowed you to use a remote control, basically. And you could just sit in your easy chair and hit a button and it would do it automatically for you. This is a manual one, and I'll once again kind of in a little bit show you how that works. Here's a better view of the Selectron semi-automatic slide changer controls. Once again, this slides out. The little arm here grabs a hold of the slide. And if you look really close right here, those little plastic gears move. And there were little teeth in the plastic box that would move it back and forth. So you move it one notch, bring the next slide in, pull it out. The next one, you could go backwards, I assume, if you wanted to, and forward. And then bring the next slide in. So it was pretty easy to use, obviously, pretty ingenious. There are a couple of little, let me zoom out a little bit here. A couple of little arms here. This one was designed to hold the tray, plastic tray in place as it was going past the end of the metal holder here. And there's also another thing rack here that would hold it on as it was farther back. And I'll show you some pictures from the instruction manual that will give you a little bit of a better idea as to how that worked and what it looks like. As far as focusing, you had to focus with this, and it's really, really hard to turn. It might have been easier back in the day, back in the 50s, but at this point it's really, really hard to get a focus on this. You have to kind of do this sort of thing and then twist it around a little bit. And up on the top there's a little trap door. This is where the light bulb is located. You just have to kind of push it back, pry it off here a little bit. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So that comes right off, and you can probably see, I'll tilt this a little bit so you can see better. There's your light bulb. I'm not sure if this is the original, but it does work, and I'm not going to play around with it and try to take it out, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. So I'm just going to leave it as is. And we're going to take this off, and I'll show you how that works, and then we're going to kind of turn the thing on and check out some slides. Alright, we're going to take the screws off here with this handy dandy screwdriver. 2 little screws here. Hold this top plate on. Alright, now the screws are out, so I'm going to just take this little metal cover off. And as you can see, it's really loose in there. It just pulls right out. Very simple. Inside here is where the slide goes in. So it gets pushed in. Slide pulls this out of the way. This piece of plastic here, or metal, I guess it is metal. The slide goes in there. Then when you pull it back out, that little plastic or metal thing comes back in again, so you don't have a big white screen between your slides, which is kind of cool. So here's the example. I can show you with a slide right here, actually, if I can get it in there without losing it. I really wish we had one of those. I had one of those trays, because that would make it a heck of a lot easier to show you all this stuff. But here comes the slide, and there goes the slide back out again. Pretty cool, pretty ingenious. So I'm going to put this back in, and then we'll plug her in and have a little slideshow. Okay, I've got this projector plugged in, and as you can maybe hear, there's a fan blowing away. When I plugged it in, it wasn't blowing, it wasn't running. There was that nasty little weird sound of a motor not working. No noticeable smell though, thank goodness, but after maybe about a minute it began to kick in, so that's cool. Here's the switch that turns on the lamp, and there happens to be a slide already in this projector. I already put it in there, so let's take a peek and see what we've got so far here. Looks a little bit out of focus, so let's try getting this into better focus. I use this to do it, and as you can tell, it's really hard to turn. I'm assuming it was a little easier maybe when it was brand new. I don't know. And now it looks pretty good. This happens to be high school marching band when I was in high school. My parents were taking pictures of that, and when I pull that out, it just goes black, which is nice. Now let's try one more here. I'm just going to see if I can just stick it in by hand here. There. And here are some teenagers circa 1970 something. My sister's friends, I think, at the time. Well, there it is. This is the Bell Howell TDC Headliner 303 with the Selectron semi-automatic slide changer. Got it for $10. It's working unit, although it's obviously not working real well because we need to have that little slide tray in there. I'll have some pictures in just a few seconds here of the instruction book so you get a better idea of how this actually should work. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to my channel. Of course, we'll be back with some more actual TV and radio stuff down the road. So thanks for watching.